What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. Today we're going to be doing another viewer-created cocktail, but before we get into it, you got to do me a favor. You got to help me out and press like, press subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell icon. After you do that, you're allowed to watch the video. No, just kidding. We're going to do the video anyway, guys. All right, so this is a cocktail created by a longtime subscriber, I'm pretty sure, called Jim Ferrero, named Jim Ferrero. He doesn't really give me much information about himself in his email. Let's just get into the email. I'll read it to you. Then we'll get into making the cocktail, I guess. So this is what we got. Jim Ferrero, viewer-created cocktails. The Lower Manhattan is what it's called. Italian and Irish and other immigrants settled in the Lower Manhattan in the late 19th and 20th centuries. This drink is to honor those immigrants who made America what it is. A stirred drink so we're going to stir it and then pour it over a large rock of ice. And then basically, okay, cool. Bitter Queens, yeah. So, yeah, we got the right bitters as well. He used the Bitter Queens tobacco bitters as well, so we're faithfully reconstructing. And I just had these on hand, actually. And I didn't actually realize, I read tobacco bitters, but I didn't actually realize it was the Bitter Queens one that we're doing here. So, this is going to be an interesting cocktail for you guys. It's actually a really good cocktail for you guys to sort of sink your teeth into because it is basically a 2-to-1 Manhattan, but it's a variation in that it's served on the rocks, and then it has the tobacco bitters, and we're using Irish whiskey. We're using specifically Tullamore D.E.W, which is what Mr. Ferrero used as well. And a lot of people are just going to say, well, this is just a Manhattan with Irish whiskey. And the thing is that when you start changing variables, even if you're using a template, just a basic 2-to-1 template that is a Manhattan, it's still going to exponentially change the cocktail, and it will become a new thing. And that is what we're doing here. Usually I get a little critical when people say they want to stir a Manhattan and then serve it on a rock because, I mean, this may seem a little judgmental, but when I notice the guys who do that, it seems to me that they just are uncomfortable drinking out of a coupe because it's a little bit dainty of a glass and they want something a little more manly. But for this particular cocktail, which is commemorating the men who built America in the 18th and 19th centuries, right? Or do you say 19th and 20th?
19th and 20th.
Right, it doesn't matter because they were still settling in Lower Manhattan in the 18th century. Well, 18th century would be 1700, so no, okay, you're right. So 19th and 20th centuries. Thank you for correcting me, Marius. I really appreciate that. And you know, honestly, that is why Marius is just so important to the show, other than doing the editing, running the camera, picking a lot of the music when we use music. But somebody actually kind of came down on you a couple of times last week, right?
I'm not just the cameraman.
What do you mean you're not just?
That was what
you're
he
my
said,
partner. That's not right.
Yeah, he was like,
I didn't say you were just a cameraman.
No, he said that.
Oh yeah. Because there was this guy that said, I've never had a cameraman talk to me like that. Well, I'll have you know, sir, Marius is not just a cameraman. Marius is a producer of the show. He is my 50% partner, and he makes a lot of the decisions around here. Okay, and then and he does also run the camera and do the editing. He's 50% of this show. The show wouldn't be happening without Marius. So maybe you shouldn't come down on him. He's a little Norwegian guy that needs a little. Now he wants me to move on. All right. I do ramble on occasion. All right. I guess let's get into making the drink. I got nothing more to say about it. Right. You also, by the way, you give me mixed signals because you're like, make the videos longer. Shut up and just get into the cocktail. But make the videos longer, but shut up and making the cocktails. So I'm just saying. Just want to point that out. All right. So we're just going to do 3 dashes of tobacco bitters. This is going to be a real easy one, guys. 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. Whoa. There you go. And 2 ounces of Tullamore D.E.W. I mean, I gotta say that I really, really want to name this cocktail. I love that it's called the Lower Manhattan because the cocktail name has to do with the concept. Obviously the cocktail name is part of the inspiration. It all just sort of ties together, which I really like that. But I want to call this drink a Once Upon a Time in America. But I know that Jim Ferrero was probably putting his name in the hat for all of those Manhattan variations that all the different bartenders did. Even I have one called a Midtown, which if you click the link above, you can go watch. So I understand what he was doing, but I just want to call this. I just want to call this drink Once Upon a Time in America. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because it's an epic story of 19th century immigration, right? And the mob, kind of. All right, let's get our ice in there. Give it a nice little stirry poo with our barfly spoon. Maybe this would be a good opportunity to ramble and make our videos longer, Marius. I think you kind of just like to torture the people that are like, oh, this channel, you talk too much. It's insulting. I don't like it. Just get into the cocktail and STFU. All right.
That's not what our channel is about.
What's that?
Oh, that's not what our channel is about.
It's not. Every time I hear that, every time I see that written, I just want to be like, you guys are new here, obviously. All right. Nice and stirred. Now, you don't actually have to stir this down fully to temperature because it's going to be sitting on a rock of ice anyway, so it's going to dilute over time regardless of what we do. Ooh. Let's give it a nice orange twister. Let's give it a sip. Yeah, I kind of say, okay, so here's the thing. The tobacco bitters don't actually contain tobacco, which is good, because I don't smoke. It contains clove, vanilla, cardamom, and spices, basically to sort of, I think, fake the tobacco flavor. So this is a very kind of winter kind of flavored drink. The main flavor in these bitters, tasting them on their own, is the clove. That's the most prominent flavor, and it goes really well with the orange and the Cocchi vermouth. Now, Tullamore D.E.W. It's kind of lighter in profile Irish whiskey. I believe it is column distilled. This is obviously going to proof it. I'm going to say that I'm just struggling with whether or not I can taste the Irish whiskey in there. The vermouth is so flavorful and the bitters are so flavorful. It's got a really nice mouthfeel though. And the orange is so prominent. The orange with the vermouth. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that the Tullamore D.E.W. is doing something in there. Other than just giving it proof, I think it's kind of giving it that nice sort of kind of apple-ish flavor that you kind of expect from Irish whiskeys. So I think that's all I got to say about it, guys. There it is. Bammo, the Lower Manhattan by Jim Ferrero. Good job, my friend. I could kill these. They're just very easy to drink. Not bitey at all. Very well balanced. I will say that it like the balance kind of tends toward that spice, but it just all blends really well. So good job, my friend, and I will see you guys on another time. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/educatedbarfly for all of our exclusive videos that we do there. We do a lot of really awesome stuff. And also just want to mention for those that actually watched this far, Marius and I have created a new channel called Barfly Free Pour, and that is going to have a bunch of its own content. A little bit of the content that we've been doing here is going to move over there, so we can kind of just like keep Educated Barfly really concise. But there's going to be lots of exciting stuff going on that channel as well. We just thought splitting it up might be kind of nice. For those that are interested in that stuff, they can go there, and for those not, you can stay here. After that, I will see you guys on another time.